This is Sam from Uniondale, and you're tuning into another edition of the Sam I Analyze Show. The Knicks coaching search continues, and they are officially out on a superstar. Let's analyze. The Knicks interviewed Taylor Jenkins, they say yesterday, who, in my opinion, to me, should be the top available candidate. Again, in my opinion, the guy is 40 years young, going to be 41 in September. He plays, he checks all boxes. As I said in the last video, he plays, he's not afraid to play his entire team. He actually also develops young talent. And former Knick Dante DiVincenzo, Devo is what we called him, was, I guess, an assistant coach with the Milwaukee Bucks. And Devo says, I got this from NBAanalysis.net. He says he was the go-to guy that I went to if I had an issue struggling with not playing and trying to stay involved. He could see if something was off. He could see my demeanor was a certain way one day, and he would come over and pick me up. It continues to say that he praised Jenkins' charisma, and he really endeared himself to the players and the team. Look, I don't know about you guys, but I know a lot of you are not NBA fans, and especially Knicks fans are not watching these NBA finals, and I'm sure Commissioner Silver is not happy. But I've been watching, and I'm sitting there like, man, what could have been? You know, what if the Knicks had a coach willing to make adjustments and play his whole bench, his whole team? And what would have happened if the Knicks would have played their entire team instead of letting Nesmith going off in game one? What could have happened? Maybe the Knicks are in these finals. Not saying that the Knicks win, but man, oh man, because I just think with Tibbs' leadership, it was time, man. It was time. And I think Taylor Jenkins is the man for the job. I know that you're hearing Mike Brown is also there. He was also one of the finalists when Tibbs was eventually hired. Some people have asked me some things as well. What about Johnny Bryant? What's going on? I think we're not hearing about Johnny Bryant because I think the Knicks know him already. I don't think the Knicks need to interview him. I think they saw something in him. They brought him on board. Now, I started thinking about it. I'm like, wait, was Johnny Bryant just brought here to be the associate head coach to attract a Donovan Mitchell, or did the Knicks really believe in him to take Tibbs' job? That's something we're going to see. The interviews continue. Now, there's a name that we're not hearing that Rick Pitino did bring up, and that's one St. John's own Mark Jackson, who I think is a great leader of men. I don't know Mark Jackson too much, as I still, I went back and I'm like, he could definitely galvanize his guys, and he was the first one to speak up about the Splash Brothers and the best shooting backcourt ever and all this stuff. This guy really believed in his players. And I do know why Mark Jackson is not coaching right now, and it's sad. I guess because of comments he made in the past, and the NBA is just putting him on timeout, putting him on ice. But this guy should be coaching somewhere, man. He really should be. And I hope, and I know the Knicks, before they hired Tibbs, I think he did come in. He was one of the, 20 candidates. Kenny Smith was the one, and all of this before Tibbs got the job. I hope Mark Jackson gets an interview. And the Knicks, like I said, I have no problem in the way they are going about it. You know, a lot of people are like, what are the Knicks doing? They're a laughing stock. Yeah, the Knicks reaching out to other teams to see. Look, you've got to try. What would have happened if the Knicks didn't try? Ime Udoka became available. You didn't even try. One name that I haven't heard, and who I really would want if the Knicks are going to be, looking in people's backyards and things like that and seeing who's available. Why not holler at Miami's Eric Spoelstra? Now, Pat Riley might slam the phone on you, may pick the phone back up and say, "What did you say?" Okay, who is this? Click. You know what? Call us back. Like, you really think I was going to let him come coach your team? I mean, look, it's highly, highly, highly unlikely. I mean, it's South Beach and all of that. But I like Spo. I love Spo as a coach, actually. I think this guy plays. He adjusts to the talent he has. He makes adjustments. I think he would be the perfect coach for this Knicks team. I really do. Eric Spoelstra. But I do not believe that Pat Riley would cut him loose. No way. And does Spoelstra want to leave South Beach for New York? I don't know. But hey, if you're making calls, go ahead and see what's out there. That's the ideal guy for me. Now you're hearing Jason Kidd might still be available. Can we let that go, please? Can we let that go? Because the Knicks could possibly be, Grant Hill used to do this every year when he was a free agent. He would flirt with the Knicks and he may actually leave Phoenix to come to the Knicks, and then he would get more money, and they would use New York, and teams in general and free agents in general would use New York as for leverage to get more money. So I mean, the Knicks have to be, I don't know. Call Pat Riley and Spoelstra though. See what happens there. It'll likely be a decline, but what do you have to lose at this point? But I like Taylor Jenkins to be the guy, and we'll see with Johnny Bryant. The Knicks are in a very difficult place because they said they fired Tiz because they wanted a guy who was going to take them to the next step, which is obviously making the finals, winning a championship. I mean, can you hire a Johnny Bryant and sell this to Mr. Dolan and the Knicks fan base? What if he falls on his face? I don't know. That's why I think Taylor Jenkins, the guy with experience and who does what, he pushes defense and all of this, maybe he is the guy. Or maybe it's Mike Brown. Or maybe it's Mark Jackson. We're going to see. Now there's an NBA superstar that finally turned around and said, "I want New York." He wants New York about 5 or 6 years too late. A superstar in Kevin Durant, who's going to be 37 years young on September 29th this year. And kudos to the Knicks, again, because I'm like, all right, if you're going to get Kevin Durant, you're going to have to trade an OG Anunoby, who has a birthday coming up in a few days, who's younger. OG is going to be, 26, 27? 10 years younger than Kevin Durant. Then you've got a Karl Anthony Towns who's going to be 30 in November, and I'm going to trade a Karl Anthony Towns for Kevin Durant, an aging Kevin Durant, who's still a superstar and very good at what he does. But really? Really? And I'm like, thank you so much to Leon Rose for not being a dum-dum. And anybody who would sit there and tell you, you got to get Kevin Durant, I question you as well. Not at 36, 30, they're going to be 37 when the season starts. Sorry. That never works out well. It never works out well. And especially a guy who still wants another contract, and a guy who he's, any minute now he can start looking like just a rotational piece. Say what you will. All of a sudden you lose a step. He's not looking like the same. And it would be the Knicks' luck to trade away young assets like an OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, and Karl Anthony Towns for an aging KD. And then all of a sudden, he finally becomes a Knick. And then all of a sudden, Kevin Durant is averaging 18 points a game and not dominating like he was. I'm good. No disrespect to KD, but you had your chance years ago, and you basically you took Brooklyn, and nobody wanted to be a Knick, and all of this, and the Knicks overrated, whatever he said at the time. And here's the thing also with the Kevin Durant situation. Phoenix doesn't owe him a thing. You know, Kevin Durant has and you have to applaud KD and what is it? His business partner, Rich Kleiman, I believe is how you say his name. He says, you know, and Kevin Durant, Phoenix will work with him to get him to where he wants to be. See, at this point in time, Phoenix has to look out for Phoenix, not Kevin Durant. I know he said he doesn't want to go to the Timberwolves, but who cares? Well, he's got a year left on his deal, so maybe that does matter where he goes. But I think if you're Phoenix, you really want to get him to Houston so you can recoup your draft capital that you traded. That's what they really want to do. Phoenix doesn't want anything to do with Bradley Beal, but guess what? Nobody else wants Bradley Beal either. So I don't know, man. I don't know. But thank goodness that Leon Rose said, nah, man, we're good. You know, if Giannis wants out, maybe then the Knicks will make a trade. But no. Now, there's another trade a rumor that I heard about Jaren Jackson Jr. Why? And supposedly the Knicks view that as like a great front court and all of this. I'm like, why? I'm good with Mitchell Robinson, y'all. You start Mitchell Robinson, the guy. Why does everybody want to trade Mitch so much? I think Mitch has shown his worth in these playoffs. Hack-a-Mitch. I think Indiana showed you Mitch's worth. I think Detroit showed you Mitch's worth. I think the Celtics showed you Mitch's worth. I think if the Knicks are going to take the next step, Mitch is a vital piece. He's a very important piece. I think Jaren Jackson and Karl Anthony Towns kind of is a redundant move. I mean, but that's just me. I'm good. What I really want the Knicks to do, you know my wish list for the Knicks? Not only go get a guy like a Taylor Jenkins, Johnny Bryant, Mark Jackson. Those are my three right there. I mean, maybe Mike Brown as my honorable mention. But I want the Knicks to go back and get DiVincenzo because the Knicks lost something. They lost their heart. And in these playoffs, my bad, this side, the Knicks lost their heart. And I think for me, that's what's needed. Like in watching these finals and in watching what Jalen Williams is doing. By the way, he should have been a Knick. I mean, the Knicks traded that 12th pick, and then they needed it for Brunson. But could you imagine him in the backcourt? Well, we've got Mikal Bridges now, and he's, with the right coaching, he should be fine. I think for me that that's what I want to see, man. I think if you go get DiVincenzo, what's going to happen then is you slide OG to the 4. Well, actually, no. Because if you're going to start Mitch and Cat, then you have Mikal and OG, and you've got a big lineup. I think that works. And then you've got Dante coming off the bench. But go get me DiVincenzo, man. Go get DiVincenzo back. With all these rumors and supposedly this offseason is going to be bananas, go get me Devo. Please go get DiVincenzo. That's what I want to see. But what say you, NBA fan, Knicks fan? Who do you want the Knicks to hire as a coach? What do you think about the KD situation? Let me know in the comments. Now it's that time. Joey Chestnut returns for the July 4th Coney Island hot dog eating contest. I think the man's won 16 in a row. Wow. I'd like to thank you for tuning in. Folks, I'm on most social media platforms at Sam I Analyze. Please like, share, subscribe, and you see that notification bell to the right. Please click on that. That will let you know the next time I drop another video. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, à tout à l'heure.